يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال. خد يا عدنان اشرب ميه، هو بيجيب من بنسلفانيا. ايه ده؟ مش فاهم الميكروفون تعبان. سمعوها لسه؟ الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب صدق الله العظيم.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. We thank فضيلة الشيخ سيد for this nice recitation. قدم بشكر خالص فضيلة الشيخ سيد على هذه التلاوة الجميلة التي كنت أتابعها من مكتبي. And I would like to welcome all of you inshallah in this reception. معتمرين, those who did the Umrah, and those the guests who are welcoming them, thank you for coming. This is a great opportunity to see each other after this very quick and intensive course of the visit of Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam and doing the Umrah and Holy House in Mecca. This trip was, alhamdulillah, came right on time. We were lucky just to avoid the suspension of the Umrah travel, and the Umrah ban took place 2 days ago. We were lucky to do it before this time, alhamdulillah, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the trip for me was very good and unique, taking in consideration that we were around 74 people with 2 imams, me and Dr. Ismail. Sheikh Abdullah Farouk was there also, Fadil Sheikh Said was joining us. I was scared, I was afraid that something might happen with this big number, but alhamdulillah, we all did it. We all came back safe. Everyone got his time to perform Umrah, and sometimes multiple Umrahs. Sheikh Ismail did like 2 Umrahs in one night. And overall, our stay over there was very comfortable. Moving from one place to another, the group was very harmonic. We didn't see any obstacles, alhamdulillah, by the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of this, we consider it signs of acceptance. And we have the great Sufi statement say, it's a sign of acceptance and sign of approval. And hardship is a sign of disapproval. تيسير في الأمر دليل الإذن فيه والتعسير في الأمر دليل الانصراف عنه. Once we see we move from one east to another, this is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted us and approved us for our trip. I would like to welcome all of you back, and also I would like you to share with us a few words, your experience, something that you would like us to do it to improve the program. We are doing this Umrah trip for almost 15 years now. Every year, mostly in February, sometimes we used to do it in April, and some of the years we did it twice. I think good number of Quincy community and Sharon community joined us in this trip, and many of them eager to go, and many of them would like to do it again and again. Inshallah, we need also your advices and your support for this. I would like to recognize the effort of some people who sponsored some others to go to Umrah. Alhamdulillah, this year, by the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're able to give 3 free Umrah, three free Umrahs for the winners of the Quran competition in Ramadan. This came from the community, came from our from the donations of this community. Also we're able to send 2 people for free Umrah from support from community members. I will not mention their names, but may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them for their effort. They supported 2 other people. Out of this 74, 5 people went for Umrah for free. And they are all supported by the donation of good people in this community. This tradition also we started a few years ago, not only to go for those who are capable to do it, but also for those who are not capable to pay for it. We give them a chance. We give them a chance to do it, and it's open for everyone. If you cannot do it by yourself, maybe you can sponsor someone else, and you share the reward. It's always open invitation for people to sponsor. I wouldn't like to take all of the time talking about it because I did the Umrah many times. Alhamdulillah, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep me making this Umrah for many years to come as far as I live. Just I would like to hear from you, especially those who did it for the first time. I will start first with Mr. Ambassador, inshallah, if he can come and say a few words. It became a tradition, Ambassador. Or if you'd like just to take the lead and invite people, you are very welcome, inshallah, to share a few words, just a few words.
So, Salam Alaikum. Since I've been there several times, I want to try to get some of the sisters and the brothers whose this is their first time attending I think it will make more sense than.
That's good.
Yeah. Mohammed Sisi.
طيب محمد سيسي.
Mohammed Sisi.
Muhammad Sisi, he forgot my bag, right? At the airport. It was not a good sign, Muhammad. I'll give you yellow card. Eh? Next time it will be another color.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. So this was my first time to Umrah. I started planning from last year. My uncle went and came back and shared the experience with me. And I decided then that I would go this year. And inshallah, the time came and went. But for the actual experience, I want to say I had a really, really good time, and the experience was great. And in part because when I shared room with someone who had been has gone through this experience several times, Maksud.
Yes.
And I also shared the experience with someone that was really way older than me, 80 years old. And so at times I had to carry him and we went back and forth. So for me, it was like thinking about my dad who passed away. So in that sense, I enjoyed it. And I also shared room with a son, and the experience there really was we had to go to most of the prayers to the mosque and everything in groups. We leave the room together, and we have to coordinate when we're coming back, and so we don't leave anyone out. So that was a great experience for me. I would also say, just in terms of like the traveling, there's no. It was good experience too. Just the traveling, it wasn't really that complicated, or we had to wait. The planning that took place was very, very good. And more to content, one thing that I really, really liked about the trip, I forgot his name, that's in the University of Saudi Arabia. Cali. It was a really good experience. He was with us in Medina and explained about the mosque. The one thing that I would say would be really good is if we had that experience before or the day that we arrived, so that in the visit and the tour we had that knowledge, because I think it was key. I was not there on Tuesday, I was there on Wednesday, and so I find it very, very helpful, and to the extent that that can be incorporated in the whole program, that would be fine, that would be good. And I would also say, if something similar was to be incorporated in the Makkah experience, that would also be good, because I was in Makkah, we went through everything, but then I started thinking, questioning exactly, this site, what is the meaning, what is the history behind it? And I got that history by just that tour. It might be good going forward for future trips to have something like that in Makkah, and just after the first day. I think the food was great, breakfast. I couldn't forget that, and everything else was great. Thank you.
All right.
MashaAllah.
All right. I'm going to go to the sisters.
Yes, absolutely. Feel free.
Mrs. Barry.
Assalamu alaikum. This was my second trip, so it was an interesting trip because I went with a friend who hadn't been before. So I was able to explain a lot of the processes that we were going to go through to her, and the meaning of everything that we had to go through. The trip itself was very long and exhausting, but that's the distance between here and Saudi Arabia. That's to be expected. But other than that, everything else was great. The food, like Mohammed said, was great. The tour with Khalid was one of the best experiences for me, because he explained a lot about the history behind the mosque itself, the mosque in Medina, which I did not know, and some of the other mosques that were there. Are you looking at me? Besides that, everything else was great. The planning that the imams put together was great. The tours we did in Medina were great. They were very educative to all of us. I wish a lot more people would have the opportunity to go. I am praying that I get to go year after year until I eventually am able to make the Hajj itself. But other than that, that's it.
You would pay, you listen.
By the way, that is the first lady, Mrs. Ambassador.
Okay, Jamal, come.
So this was my third Umrah. My first Umrah was when my son's age was 11 years old, 12 years old. And then I went to Hajj in 2007 when I did Umrah as well. And this is my third Umrah. And this Umrah was really special for me because I was able to take my children with me, and which I really do recommend a lot to, if you get the chance to go to Umrah, if you have little children with these ages, it's recommended to take them because it's a trip that I always remember when I did it back then, and it's always engraved in my head. So I'm sure I was glad to get the same experience for my children. So definitely it was a special one. It's different when you're there, because we always explain to our children, in Sunday school, Saturday school, Islamic school, talk about Prophet Muhammad, Islam, Medina, Mecca, Kaaba, and it's really good for them to be there, to be where the Islam originated, where the message actually originated from, and where the Prophet ﷺ preached his message. Medina was a great experience. It feels, great to be sitting in the same spot that maybe Prophet Muhammad and the Sahaba walked, and they sat and they conducted businesses and they conducted where Prophet Muhammad preached his message. We were able to go and visit the Prophet's grave. We had a tough experience walking through the crowd. I was trying to get to the grave site with the children because I had 3 kids with me, and I was having a hard time. The best time to go there was at night, in the middle of around 2 a.m. So it was hard for them to wake them up after an exhausting day. So I ended up going between Maghrib and Isha, which was very, very crowded. So you walked in through the crowd, and it was toe to toe, and the kids were squished between other people, and they couldn't see anything. So I was trying to move on the side. So some old man came out of nowhere, and started chatting with me, and he told me you should get closer so you can get to the grave site. I said, it's okay, I'm okay, the kids are getting squished. He said, no, nonsense. So he grabs my older son's hand and he started going through the crowd. And which is, I mean, he wasn't pushing anybody. It looks like he's done it before. So he was like slowly moving, and I ended up following him with the other two. And subhanAllah, by the time we got there, the three of my children were standing in front of the grave of Prophet ﷺ, like right by the green. And the guards there, they shoved everybody away. They decided, they saw the three kids there and they left them. So we stood there for a few seconds and we said salam to the Prophet ﷺ and moved. But that old man, he disappeared after that. I don't know where he went. I was looking for him to thank him and he just left. So that's good. Mecca, of course, it was a great experience for us, being in the where the message of Allah been originated and been revealed on Prophet ﷺ. So it was a great experience for us, alhamdulillah, to make this connection. And inshallah, I pray that whoever didn't go to Umrah yet, inshallah, may Allah give them the opportunity to go. And the people who went to Umrah already, may Allah, give the opportunity to go to Hajj, inshallah. And special thanks to Imam Khalid for organizing a well-organized trip. He did a great job, going through the logistics and the paperwork, and accommodations were great, which made our life easier to conduct our ibadat. One thing is always, when you go there, it's always, you want to make sure that you perfect your prayers, and of course you have to perfect your prayers everywhere, but especially when you're in that spot, it's always important for you to, because this is the place. If you cannot perfect your prayers and ad'iyah and all of that, you have to do it over there, and making sure that you don't miss any prayers or any sunan or nawafil. You make sure that you do all the prayers over there, and it's a short period of time, but definitely take advantage of it, inshallah.
Okay, sister side. Jasmine, come. Okay, come, just one of the youth. MashaAllah.
I know you're going to call me too.
And you are prepared.
Assalamu alaikum. So alhamdulillah, it was my first time and I went by myself. My mom went 2 years ago and I saw when she came back, alhamdulillah, she was telling me you have to go. She was making dua for me and all my brothers and sisters. So I went and I was nervous, I was scared, I didn't know what to expect. Alhamdulillah. It was a great experience. Everybody that went with me was nice. All the sisters were so nice to me, took care of me like my mom. Alhamdulillah. When I came back, I texted all my friends who were around my age. I'm 24. And I was telling them all, like, forget the trip to Indonesia, forget the trip to wherever, Jamaica, you have to go to Umrah. Inshallah. And I don't know, it was just an amazing experience. I couldn't believe I was there. Inshallah, I can't wait to go again with my family, my mom, my brothers, my sister, and my dad, inshallah. So, thank you guys.
Very good. Okay, who's next? Who? Adnan, come.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So alhamdulillah, this is my second time actually going to Umrah. The first time was last year around the same exact time. Alhamdulillah, every time you go, it's a different experience. And alhamdulillah, this time I got to do some things which I did not get to do the first time. So inshallah, every time you go, look forward to it as if you're going the first time. Every single time you go, because you're going to be doing things that you probably didn't do the first time you went. So alhamdulillah, this time I got to visit the Prophet's grave like the first time, more than once, alhamdulillah. I got to kiss the black stone, alhamdulillah. Last time I wasn't able to do it, but alhamdulillah, this time I was able to do it. And I saw Mount Arafah. I climbed up Mount Arafah. This was the first time. Last time I wasn't able to do it. I also climbed Jabal al-Nur for the second time, which is pretty challenging, but alhamdulillah, I was able to get through it. Alhamdulillah, it was a very, very, unique experience. And it's an indescribable feeling which you'll only know what it actually feels like once you're there. SubhanAllah, Medina and Mecca are both very amazing, great cities, but each one of them has its own touch, it has its own feeling. SubhanAllah, in Medina, I felt nostalgia, I felt kind of nostalgia to the Prophet ﷺ. I felt like I missed the Prophet ﷺ and I just wanted to be with him. And then in Mecca, I felt a sense of awe, a sense of fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I remember when I first got to Masjid al-Haram and I looked at the Kaaba, even though I had seen it before, but I couldn't even look up because of how much awe and, I felt about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thinking that I was at his house. And you feel like, subhanAllah, you're under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's protection. Even though there are so many people, but you still feel a sense of inner peace, subhanAllah. Even though the place is crowded and like you can easily get lost and stuff like that. I mean, it was my second time, so that kind of helps, but still, you still feel a sense of inner peace and like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with you. And the people of Medina and the people of Mecca are both very amazing people. Alhamdulillah, I got to know a lot of people there, from the locals and from the people who are doing Umrah. And it was just an amazing experience overall. Definitely I'd recommend it. I'd recommend anyone to go to give it a visit at least once in your life. If you're not able to perform Hajj, at least perform Umrah once in your life. And yeah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, there is a mistake in this picture. Can anyone tell?
The whole thing is reversed.
Is it reverse or just
Reverse.
They are moving at the opposite direction. Yeah, what's wrong with why the Kaaba on the right side?
Same way the wider arms in the left.
I need someone to figure it out. Maybe they went to different Kaaba. But anyway, I was not there. Even if it's a different Kaaba, I was not there. I think this second Umrah for this group, Dr. Prima, this is not the first Umrah we did with the group, right?
No, this is his first Umrah. He did Hajj before.
No. While they are moving, this is our the first Umrah.
No.
Maybe the second day.
Second Umrah, yeah.
Then who else from sister's side? Okay, Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I want to thank all the imams. This is my first time, and I've been dreaming about this. I promised myself that when I become 50, if I can go to Hajj, I want to go to Umrah. And thanks to our ambassador, he has motivated us with Imam Khalid, so we thank him so much. I really, really enjoyed this trip. This is my first time. Right now, being honest, I don't want to be here. I wish I can go back again. And I asked Allah that when we were in Mecca, that will make it possible for me to go every year until I can go to Hajj. It was a great experience. The second day, we went out with Ambassador to go do Tawaf. So some of us, we get to the corner of Ishmael to do 2 rakat, then we get lost. The police or the soldiers asked us to leave. But I was lucky to stay with him, and he found me. So he helped me so much. I learned, I checked every corner of the Al-Kaaba, and I was able to kiss it and do everything, and he told me what to say, what to do, and Alhamdulillah, I thank, the whole trip is good, and the only thing I will ask, if next time, Imam, if we can really go to the cave, so for some of us, and if we can get more tour of Mecca, the boy that gave us that tour, that really helpful for some of us that don't really know the history. And may Allah continue to bless you with your knowledge and all the imams. Thank you.
Yeah, the issue of the, we got repeated requests now to get more time in Mecca and Medina. The issue came with the, just would like to do it with the reasonable prices to make it affordable for most of the people. Also, we are squeezing Adam travel to the maximum to be honest with you, they told me that they are making $25 per person, which is not enough for an office. And try to squeeze them as much as I can to give us a special price, taking in consideration that some people, they don't go individually. Some families, they go like 5 people, 6 people, and one family would like to make it affordable for everyone. But I agree with you that we need more time either in Mecca or Medina, maybe 3 and 4, or 4 and 4, inshallah. I will tell Adam Travel from now to plan for more time since we are there. For the cave, then you need a sport imam. I did my term long time ago. I did all of my struggle. But inshallah we can arrange this and taking in consideration also that we can make it available for those who would like to do to her still athletically they would like to do it. Mir, تفضل. Hajj Mir and his family.
Assalamu alaikum. This was a unique Umrah for us. My daughter is one of the recipients of this Umrah. Initially we thought, we'll try to send her to someone, then my wife, then eventually, we thought as a family we'll go. When we decided as a family we wanted to go, our extended family from India, they told we will also want to come. For me, you might have seen we haven't spent much time with this group. The primary reason being, we had nine members of our extended family visiting us. So this was one of the kind of very unique Umrah for us. Even though it was our second Umrah, but still we enjoyed every moment of it. When it comes to logistics, as others alluded, it was very, very beautifully, excellently arranged. Thanks to Sheikh and Adam Travels, especially it was very unique experience. Most of us, we talked about the religious and spiritual experience, what we got there. Absolutely, there is no doubt in that the place is like that. But I want to share some other thoughts. One of the good things, I went 6 years back. After 6 years, now when I see this, it was a very unique experience. Absolutely, the spiritual experience remains same. But other stuff there, one thing which I saw was more sisters' involvement in the airport, in the restaurant, in the reception. That's a good sign. And absolutely, so Saudi, they're employing a lot. There's no doubt in that. When it comes to spiritual experience, absolutely. I happened to meet our other group from Sharon. So I met Imam Abdul Rahman and some other speakers. Like you feel like you are still back in home in Boston. This was special Umrah for me and my family especially. Inshallah, we do have intention to go to Hajj. May Allah make it easy.
Amen. Amen. Inshallah, sisters who would like to come.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. First of all, I want to say thanks to the Imams. May God bless you and will continue to guide you. This is my first time going to Umrah. With the help of Allah and Ambassador, he motivated us to go. So, first of all, when I was growing up, all the time I'm seeing that Kaaba. That was my wish to go see the Kaaba. So, even though we traveled to Medina, but I was hoping to go see the Kaaba. So when the Imam was leading us to Kaaba, I saw that one. I said, oh God, thank you. Kaaba, I saw you today. Yeah, that was my most experience I was praying for. And thank God, God made me see that one. And I pray that God will make me see more and more. So, I would like to go to Umrah, but I want to make an Hajj next time, by the grace of Allah. Inshallah. So, and
thank everyone, thank my sisters, them. We have a great time. We shop. It was easy for us to shop. We just come from the hotel, go down, go in the corner, and then we buy what we want. We keep on going like we go into the backyard. Thank God for the food and everything. Thank you, Imam.
I saw the bags. Alhamdulillah, it's good for everyone. We satisfied Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We please people over there by spending. Who else?
Yes.
Oh, young ones, yeah. Yalla ya bunay. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. For me, this was my second Umrah. Alhamdulillah, we performed Hajj and then we did Umrah. I was able to do Umrah for myself, and then Alhamdulillah, I was able to do Umrah for my father. God rest his soul. The organization of the entire trip was phenomenal. It was very well put together. The group, mashallah, like the faces of the sisters, I'll never forget them, because when you're there, it's imprinted in your mind who you were there with, and the spiritual high that you're on, you'll never forget for the rest of your life, inshallah. So it was lovely meeting everybody. Also for myself and for Jamal, we were able to take our children, and my biggest dream was to be able to be in Umrah with my children. And Allah wrote that for us, alhamdulillah. And when I first saw them in ihram, their father put them on in their ihram, I cried. I knew I was gonna cry, but I literally just broke down and cried because it was a very overwhelming experience for me. My son Ibrahim was nervous to come up and speak, but I would like him to share some of his thoughts, because he was so driven when he was there, mashallah. He did not, I mean, he will tell you himself, but just because he might forget, he did not want to leave. He loved the fact that he could wear the shdasha. He loved like the clothing. He loved the fact that he could go pray. He did not want to leave Medina, but when he got to Mecca, he didn't want to leave Mecca. Every fard he made with his father. I didn't make all of them. He made more than me, mashallah, and his brothers as well, but him mostly. He was driven, and something was driving him, alhamdulillah. So I'm gonna let him speak now. He is shy, mashallah, but I'm very proud of all of my children for making this experience. And they're actually, the principal of their school found out that they went to Umrah, and she reached out to me, and she's asking for myself, and all of my 3 children go to the same elementary school. So they're now asking for Ibrahim, Muhammad, and Adam to do a presentation on their trip to Saudi Arabia. So that's also another very positive experience.
That we went around to school that day.
Maybe the distraction, but no, that's another educational piece that they can bring to the town of Dedham, inshallah.
Inshallah. Bula?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I never met anyone here. I don't know anyone here. I live in the Cape. Now I feel like I know you guys for years, just because of 1 week. I have a friend who know Imam Ali, who connect us. Asif, who asked me to go to Umrah. I was thinking about going to Hajj. I didn't know I can do Umrah before Hajj. But in Africa, people seem to do the Hajj because it's so expensive. So they don't want to do the Umrah, they do the Hajj first. and then if you can afford it, you go back to Umrah. About the trip, I want to thank Imam because it was well organized. I was very nervous, but I didn't know what to do. But the message kept coming. This is what you're gonna say. This is what you're gonna do. So by the time the trip was actually here, I was ready. So the nerve was gone. And then we got there and he guided us. So the hotel, the location of the hotel to the ground, it was perfect. Food is there, everything's there. You don't need to walk, you don't need taxi, you don't need anything. You're right there in front of everything. So thank you very much. It was well done. And I'll see you next year, inshallah.
Reserve your seat. Dr. Bremen.
He's a comedian.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. This Umrah was a special Umrah. I didn't let it get to me. Within last year, we lost our son, me and my wife, and our father-in-law. Then I graduated with a PhD. So she went to bury the father in Africa, and I decided, let me find a way to praise Allah. He gave, He take. And she was having a lot of problem with that, and I keep on encouraging her. It's Allah that gives, and it's Allah that takes. And she's here today, and she actually missed the Umrah because of the preparation. So by the time she came, she was a little bit sick, and I went. In the plane, I almost started crying. Why? But at the same time, Allah took it and Allah gave something. I said, let me go put it into prayer. So, Imam, you did a very good job. I've been in Hajj 15 years ago. It's completely different. Everything was I was completely lost based upon when I was there. But with your help, and the Imam here, he actually put me to sleep when we were in the bus. The sound, I could not just bear. He had a very, very nice voice when we were in that bus. But when we start from Boston, ambassador, actually in Africa we call it ambassador. So I told all my group here, I said, it's not ambassador, it's an ambassador. He said, don't play with Imam Khalid time. When he said, 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. He's going to leave you there. And I think it happened to the young men over there who went down to Arafat. I think Uber loved this guy because he was taking Uber all the time to follow us. He could not meet with us. He was all over the place and no wait for him. You put a very good package. When we got to, and I want you to add this to the package, when we got to Istanbul, I don't think you knew the way I do things, I don't know myself. So I called all the women and I said, there is a voucher for you to get a breakfast. They said, are you sure? I already done that whole homework. They gave us a voucher. Yes, and we went and eat. So next time, if you go in because of that long layover, there is a free voucher. You ask for it, they will give it to you. But if you don't ask, they won't give it to you. So that's how all these women started liking me. So we get to Medina, and we couldn't wait to go pray. But you see, they don't know how to bargain with the Arabs. And I know how to bargain with the Arabs. Or when you have to say, Baba, they will answer you. And the way they do things, if this thing is cost 15 riyal, don't agree. Just tell them to say, I'll find it somewhere for 8 riyal, I'm going here. They're not going to let you go. So they kidnapped me and I was just doing shopping for them. No, I love it. I said, I'm here for this, you know. Medina was okay, but I missed my way coming in and I missed 2 breakfasts. Please, next time, instead of breakfast, can we make it lunch or dinner? Because it's serious, because when you come from praying Fajr and you go do the Tawaf and you go do Safa and Marwa, you're going to miss your breakfast because it's 10:30 they close. So I had been going hungry, but I didn't want to complain. But, with the help of my brother there, and we go buy food and bring it in the hotel. The day we were... So I got lost in Mecca. That's what I'm coming to. So on the trip, it was very short. When I was in Hajj, it was too long. It took us 9 hours because we went the other way, Mecca to Medina. But from Medina to Mecca, it took, I think, 5-6 hours. How he did it, I don't know. By the time I wake up, we were in Mecca. We got there, the hotel is right there, there's no street. I got lost. And I missed my breakfast. So this is not working. I gotta come and tell you, change that breakfast to lunch or dinner. If you add a little bit to it, we pay. You know? But I do have, you see, if you look at it, I didn't mean to do this, but I did it on my own just to show it to my next generation. And when we were in Medina, I was disappearing from him because he wanted to tell me what to do. I said, no, I have to go see the prophet. He's waiting for me. And I went down there. He couldn't believe it. We went to Mecca. I disappeared. I was hanging on the door. And these guys were trying to pull me. I said, you have not going anywhere. You have to wait until I say what I have to say to Akaba before I leave. I had a very good experience. And what we have decided, me and my wife, next trip, we will donate one trip for someone else to go and experience. Okay? So, next time, I'm going to go with my wife. This time, she just want to go see, where is this place? She never been there before. So, thank you very much. You did a very good job. And I enjoy it. I really enjoy this more than the Hajj. Okay? And I was making a lot of fun because I didn't want this whole thing to get to me. The 2 human beings that we lost last year, and people could not understand. But again, there were some shopaholic among us. In fact, we came with 1 suitcase. Some people came with 3, 4, 5 suitcases. So many things, which was okay. But we did enjoy everything. I did enjoy it. One thing my brother showed me, and people were really, when I came, instead of me praying for them, they were praying for me. I took my phone, I go into WhatsApp, and I go to the camera, and I show the Akaba, and I said, pray for yourself. And people were praying. Nobody had, I don't know if people realize that. I called more than 50 people. In fact, he left me there, standing there. I was just calling all over the world. Sierra Leone, Nigeria, US, and people were crying. I don't know what I put in people's mind. And by you seeing that, early in the morning, I wake you up. Here is Akaba. You pray for yourself. People were doing it. So I did achieve that, and I get extra barakah for that. So thank you very much. And I know we gotta go eat. I didn't eat because of this dinner and my lunch at least. Thank you, brother.
I told you the community.
Just learn many things. Instead of just getting the names and dua, just I will show them the cow. The shortcut. May Allah bless you, Dr. Brima. Inshallah, we are happy to have you and your wife next year and the sponsor. 2 people and 1 sponsor. Rabih, get your name. No way out. Who else, inshallah, would like to share with us before we conclude? Anyone else? Please come forward. Ambassador, final words, or you are satisfied?
So, okay, I'll just again, thank you for putting the program together. And inshallah, this year I was able to get 20 people from my community.
Yes, one third of the trip.
1/3 of the trip was from me. And it's always excellent to work with Imam and the community here. This is very encouraging. The reason I encourage the sisters to go to Umrah, because they are the mothers of our children. They are the ones that nurture the kids. They are the ones that teach the kid Islam and so forth. So it is always, for me, to see the sisters participate in this process. So the young one, the youth, it's also, we'll do that next year, inshallah. Maybe college break. We're gonna combine college break and regular high school break. And really, try it. If you haven't done it, believe me, when you come from there, you are a different person. And thank God we have an able imam who advocates for our community. The prices that this masjid gives for Umrah is far less than any other masjid all over the United States. Because I checked. So this is an opportunity we cannot pass. So let's encourage our young ones, the youth, the wife, the sisters to continue coming. Thank you. Sheikh Said was good. I mean, he's been with me. Even though Dr. Rogers took credit for the launch in Istanbul, I was really the one who discovered it. So I gave vouchers, yes. And called everyone. And I was also trying to rally the troops in Istanbul because the airport is so big. Nobody knows which terminal we are. By feet, they kept changing gates from us. I kept going back and forth. First thing we did, we left them at the Musalla. And then I had to go back and forth. I mean, it's over 5-mile walking distance. Really, my day, I have a health thing on my cell phone. It told me that day I walked over 15,000 steps. so beside the blessing, health was also very good. Thank you, Imam. We pray that God gives you long life, good health, and a lot of prosperity and stability in this country for us.
Also here, the ambassador intervened and they opened a special counter just for the Umrah here at the...
Oh, mashallah, in Turkish Airlines.
Yeah, just, yeah.
Khalas, it's ambassador's Umrah. Starting next year, I will be a guest. I'm happy that Brother Ahmed, the Somalian brother, did it this year. Ahmed in the back, mashallah, was able to do the Umrah. And I would like to give a special thanks. I would like to give a special thanks, نشكر فضيلة الشيخ سيد. It was not easy for Ahmed to move with the group because we move fast. I told Sheikh Sayed, can you take him with you? And Sheikh Sayed is slow also, it's not fast. So it was like a good combination, but they made a record. They did it like in 5 hours. Alhamdulillah, that was good for them that they finished the Umrah and they came back safe. It was a challenge not to have Ahmed with us within the group. I'm happy for him that he did the Umrah. May Allah accept and for many years to come, inshallah. Also, I would like to appreciate, recognize and appreciate the effort of some families who send their youngsters, the young ones. Sister Majdudin and her family, Brother Jamal and his 3 children, and Brother Nazmul and his children, Mir, and Who else went with the children? This is good. يعني I always I admire the families. They go together and they take their kids in this early stage. These things will not be forgotten. Yes, Sister Majdi, would like to come? Yeah, تفضل. في حد من الأولاد؟ لا تفضل. لا عاوزة تحكي بالعربي تفضل. Sister Majdi will say a statement now.
السلام عليكم. في البداية يقول الحمد لله رب العالمين، فضل الله سبحانه وتعالى أكرمنا بهذه العمرة. ثم نشكر الشيخ خالد على هذا الجهد، وفي شكر خاص للأخ جهاد والسبب في ذهابي لهذه العمرة. في البداية كنت وعد بناتي اللي بتلبس الحجاب حوديها على العمرة. السنة الماضية بنتي يسرى لبست الحجاب وديتها على العمرة. السنة هاي كان دور بنتي جمانة. لكن الأخ جهاد فاجأنا إنه في مدرسة السبت أي مدرسة بدها تحب تروح على العمرة هو يدفع عنا من السلر تبعنا للعمرة. فالحمد لله رب العالمين، جزاه الله خيرا، جزاه الله خيرا الشيخ خالد. وبالنسبة لي كانت عمرة خاصة، كون بناتي كانوا معي. يعني لما تكون العائلة مع في العبادة إلها طعم خاص. فجزاهم الله خيرا للجميع، وكانت عمرة ممتازة ومرتبة. جزاكم الله خير.
بارك الله فيكم إن شاء الله. Thank you all of you inshallah for we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it from all of us. And as I told you, and I sent message to some of my colleagues here, that I saw the signs of acceptance for there. I can feel it around. And always when you come with these blessings, this is a sign of approval. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it for us for many years to come. Even if you would like to commit yourself every year, inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you to do this. And those who did not do it, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it available for them next year sooner than what we expect. For them and their family members, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all of our supplications and dua and calls that we did and we made for ourselves and for the others, inshallah. And thank you, inshallah. Enjoy our dinner tonight. Just I would like to recognize, to say that we are 2 months away from Ramadan and we need to prepare for this. We have a few weeks of the program. And inshallah, Ramadan program will be posted soon as one season after another. Blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jihad, any announcement? For the dinner. Actually, Brother Jihad, since he moved next to me, I expected this. He's running out of fund for the sponsor for the dinner at night. I would like to make it easy. Instead of just challenging one person with $400 for dinner, I would like to have it individually, $100 each. So if we can have some hands, we need 8 weeks until the month of Ramadan. So we can say how many? 8 weeks by 4? 8 by 4? 32. If we can just have 30 hands for $100 each, then we can secure the dinner. Brother Jihad, get the... Just raise your hand and commit yourself to give Jihad $100. May Allah bless you. Arib, Arib just got. Brother Minister Abdi, inshallah. Brother Abdi coming to visit. You will stay with us until Ramadan or just 2 weeks? Inshallah. Jihad, please collect from Brother Abdi, Minister Abdi, before he leaves. He's leaving 2 weeks. And also our sisters here, Sierra Leone community, unique community, inshallah. Dr. Brema, thank you. May Allah bless you, inshallah, for this. Brother Riyad, thank you. Aziz, you are raising your hand? Yeah, please. Yes. Ali, please pay cash, not in the machine, not in mobile. We will not collect it. This is the easiest way. inshallah. May Allah bless you, inshallah, for this.
It's better than taking names, but still, I would like people to.
Yeah, also, if just you raise your hand, you can pass your donation to Brother Jihad, and just to push it until Ramadan. Also, I would like to outreach to everyone. Please keep coming to the Friday halaqah. I would like to arrange. It's more than anything else. We would like everyone to come to the masjid, socialize with each other, maybe listen to a short lecture. This is your masjid. This is your community. If I would like to see all of the faces in the Friday halaqah, so once a week, started with the short lecture, then followed by dinner after, and part of it to be a social gathering every week. And also invite family members and anyone else you think that he will benefit from this. 800, we said 30. Then I have to go and push again or not? This, inshallah, just if you feel that you can donate for the Friday halaqah, please pass your donation to Brother Jihad. May Allah bless you.